Wherever you are on your journey right now, I know at some point you have either lost momentum in achieving your goal or you have struggled to start the journey you know that you need to take. You may tell yourself what you need to do, even telling others, family and friends, but fail to start. Or you may have started but you fail to maintain that momentum. It may be you've set several dates only to extend that day, blaming events in your life. I know because I was there, and also because of all the things you could be doing right now. You have chosen to take this time. You've made a conscious decision for you to be here, to invest in you, in achieving your goals and ultimately changing your life. Please know you are not alone, whatever your journey so far, and it's exactly why we're here. So, together, let's dig deep and start looking at human behaviour. Did you know we all have the potential to be our own personal psychologists? Tony Robbins states, we all have the ability to assess and analyse our own behaviour. Unfortunately, these skills are not taught to us, so for the majority of us, we are not able to effectively create the changes within us. But imagine how powerful it would be to be able to reflect on your behaviour and understand the root causes and know what action you need to take to come out of that situation and move your life forward. To be your own personal psychologist, there are 3 questions we need to explore. The first question is, what is it that prevents us from taking action in our lives and living our best lives? The answer is fear. Although sometimes this is going to show up as stress for you. Unfortunately, fear cannot be prevented in anyone. It's hardwired into all of us. Looking back, going back thousands of years, we needed fear. We needed it to keep us safe from predators when out hunting for food. So time has evolved and our environments have become much safer. But fear remains hardwired in our brains, limiting us in so many ways due to fear to take actions in our everyday lives. So anytime we feel uncomfortable about undertaking an action, your mind will give you 1,000 reasons why you shouldn't. You're tired, you're stressed, you will do it tomorrow, it's too late. You share 2 primary fears with everyone: fear of not being enough and fear of not being loved. So, how do successful people deal with these fears? You see stories all the times when people are faced with such adversity but triumph. So what is it about them that allows them to be fearless? How do these people achieve the success we want? The answer is they use fear instead of letting fear use them. See, these people are more afraid of not following through and missing out and not changing their lives and living their dreams than the fear that they hold of taking action. So hold that thought. What would happen if you swapped the fear of taking the action you need to with the thought of still being in the same situation in 10 years from today and experiencing the same frustrations of right now? See, these people make their shoulds a must. Their mindset is, I've had enough, I'm taking no more. From this day forward, my life is changing. Instead of, I should take that action, but I will do it tomorrow. I will start on Monday. I will start in the new year. So let me ask you now, what will your life look like if you do not start taking action today and make the changes that you know that you need to take? Instead of linking pain to go without the unhealthy food or getting up earlier to go in an exercise session, what if you link pain to your life in 10 years if you take no action or continue to make excuses? Not only think about that pain, but really feel that pain. Imagine it's 10 years from now. I use a special technique that is very emotive and will really trigger that fear in moving you to take action. In my course, How Your Mindset is Sabotaging Your Weight Goals. The details of that course are at the end of this free challenge. A quote that I like, and hopefully you will take something from, is from a gentleman called Righty Bennett. He says, "Do not fear failure, but rather not trying." The next question is, what is it that controls and determines the quality of our lives? So the meanings we attach to events that happen in our lives control and shape our lives. These meanings that we attach are impacted by our own personal psychology, our personal beliefs and values. We can either see the positive or negative in any situation. So let me give you an example. When COVID happened, there were many people who focused on the limitations of their lives due to restrictions, but there were other people who valued their time at home together with their loved ones. There were businesses that simply just could not open. They couldn't see past having to close, and there were businesses that closed but that set up pop-up food stores or ran a takeaway. They chose to innovate rather than dwell on the negatives. So we can either find something positive in a situation, or we can use our energy to focus on the negatives. The key is to acknowledge difficult situations, but then shift your energy in working with the situation and finding solutions. And remember to always think outside the box. Tony Robbins states, "Identify your problems but give power and energy to solutions." So once we attach meaning to events, a pattern of emotions become associated to this meaning. So right now you might link pain to take the action required to achieve your goals. You have emotions associated to the actions you need to undertake. But as you complete this challenge and hopefully our next course, you will look deeper into these, and you will understand your emotions and why these are triggered and how to shift these emotions. You will also start to link pain to how you will feel if you do not take these actions and make these changes in your life. Once you have started to take action, you will then start to see the positives of these actions, which ultimately will become new habits for you. All meanings we attached are driven by our own individual patterns of emotions, and as humans we all have our own individual patterns. So these can vary from person to person. So for example, you might know the person that is great to be around. They always seem happy, they always see the best in life, they have that mindset, we can sort this out, nothing is too much, and you love being around them. They bring out the best in you, and that positive mindset impacts on you too. In contrast, you might know the person that is always negative about life and they disregard any solution offered. You may try to avoid them as they drain the energy for you. It's very obvious who is likely to be most successful in life, but the good news is we can change these patterns. So understanding our beliefs and values are fundamental in taking control of our emotions and ultimately our lives. The third question we need to ask to become our own personal psychologist is, what do we do? Why do we do what we do? And what is it that drives all human action? What is it about us as humans that drives our behaviour? Have you ever wondered why there are some people who are such beautiful souls, why there are people out there that do the most dreadful things to others? What is it that prevents us from taking the actions that we fully know we need to take, even when our health is at stake? The answer to this question is human need, regardless of our race, where we live in the world, our religion, our gender, ultimately, it's our human need that drives us. It's a subconscious automatic drive wired in all of us. We all have 6 human needs, and these are broken down into 2 groups. The first 4 needs are our primal needs, and the last 2 are our spiritual needs. So let me share these with you. Let's start with the first 4 needs. The first one is certainty. We want certainty of security. For example, we want to know we have a home and money to buy food and pay the bills. In addition, you may know somebody who needs this very much, and you may find that they have very strict routines. The next human need is uncertainty, and uncertainty gives us variety. For example, we go and watch a new film, we try a new exercise, or we look for a new job. Love and connection. This is another need, and we all want to feel love and connection from our family and friends. We want to fit in at work, or we want to fit in business. In education, we want to connect and create a social network, or maybe you want to just have 1 or 2 friends, but ultimately we need to feel connection. The last of the 4 needs is significance, and we see people seeking significance every day. So for example, on social media, some people may seek significance through buying a car that projects the idea of wealth and power. Some people may seek this through how they dress. Unfortunately, some people resort to instant significance and use violence to get this. And sadly, we can see this across the world, how the need for significance can create fear and harm in others. Everyone places the importance of these 4 needs differently. It is how we choose to meet these needs that determines the behaviours that we undertake. So looking at these 4 needs, they can bring us short-term happiness, but never long-term needs. And there are 2 more needs that we are more likely to be meeting when we're more mindful and in more along with our spirituality. And these are growth and contribution. And meeting these 2 needs will give you long-term fulfillment. The first 4 needs can bring happiness, but this happiness cannot be sustained for a long time, and we really do need growth and contribution to live a truly fulfilled life. If you want to understand these individual needs and how these impact on your daily life on a deeper level, then please sign up to the next course by clicking the link at the end of this challenge. And as our challenge participant, you will also find a discount code as well for you. And this is available to everyone that takes this challenge. So to understand these needs are fundamental in your insight into how you show up, into how you understand what triggers you and what new behaviours you can shift to. I hope this starts to open your mind up to how your behaviour is affected. And as our next course dives deeper, we start to undertake the work to not only analyse our behaviour and habits, but how to implement change in our behaviour and thinking patterns, and leaving self-limiting behaviours and limiting habits behind. In order to take control of our lives and determine the quality, we need to ensure that our self-beliefs and values are positive ones, and ones that will make us grow. If you're joining us on our journey to success on our next course, you will discover what these self-limiting beliefs are for you, how they prevent you from moving forward and taking action in your life. You will create new self-beliefs and learn how to implement these in your life. You will go deeper into becoming your own practical psychologist. You will explore habits that are so ingrained in you right now that you consciously do not notice these, despite them impacting on you achieving your long-term goals. You will identify these and reflect on how these impact individually on your life and future success. You will create new actions that you will take, which in turn are going to become your new habits. All too often, we make excuses for the things that we want to do but never implement. Usually, these are things that sit outside our comfort zone. So, a typical excuse is, I don't have enough time, I don't have the energy, now is not the right time in my life. I will start on Monday, I will start in the new year. You will often hear people say it took 5 years to change, or even it took 10 years to change. Actually, neither of these are correct, because change is instant. It's at the moment of taking that decision to take action, changing your I should do this to I must do this, and taking that action. That is when change occurs.